From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
All right, Tuesday night. Hi, everybody. 7 o'clock time for Open Line here on News Channel 5 Plus. I'm Rory Johnston sitting in for Ben Hall tonight, and we're so glad that you are a part of this program. We hope you'll take advantage and call in over the next hour at 737 Plus as we open up the lines to hear from you, our viewing public, about important issues and topics facing all of us, and this one certainly is. We are continuing our conversation with the folks behind something called Nashville Next, and it is a look at the future of Nashville. That's our topic tonight, and we hope that you will share your thoughts and ask some questions of our panel tonight. We want to introduce them right now. Want to welcome Greg Claxton, who is a planner with Nashville Next. Also, Ruby Baker, community activist not far from here up in Bordeaux. Good to have you, Ruby. And Jeff Syracuse from the steering committee with Nashville Next. Guys, welcome back. Good to have you all here with us.
Thanks for having us.
I was looking through the notes, and gosh, we've had a number of these programs now on Open Line. We've had you here throughout, this whole process. And I'm looking here, 2 years now of public input and discussion. That I thought maybe a year and a half, but 2 years already.
2 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Just about 2 years.
Goes fast when you're having fun, right?
It does. It does.
Before we get into what we want to talk about specifically, the preferred future, which we're going to focus on and kind of define our terms here in a minute. Any surprises along the way? Pleasant surprises, or Greg?
I think for us, one of the big surprises has been, when we first started, it was when Nashville was first getting kind of the big headlines on being the It City,
and continues to.
And clearly a lot of things that we're doing right. One of the early things that we heard was that there was a bubbling interest in affordability. Growing concerns about that, and just how consistent it's been throughout this entire process that people are concerned about that.
Right. Ruby?
My focus is trying to get communities more engaged, more involved in the process. I hear a lot of times that they feel that they're not included in the plans for development, and this Nashville Next gives them an opportunity to be more involved and let their voice be heard.
So it's not necessarily apathy. Well, it might be apathy, but it stems from maybe a frustration. A feeling of exclusion.
Right. Right. But as you'll see later, there have been several that have voiced their concern and come out to the community meetings, come out to the lounges that were being held, and they're going to be surprised when they see that their voice was heard, and it's going to show in the plans.
That's great. You got a smile on your face about that.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, good. We'll hear more about it. Do you feel the same way?
The timing of this couldn't be more perfect, I think, with the incredible growth going on right now in Nashville. The issues that you mentioned, like affordability, the plan's going to reflect those community opinions and inputs on addressing those. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
All right, 737 Plus is the phone number if you'd like to call in, and don't wait until the end. 737-7587. We want to hear from you about your concerns, or if you have questions as we continue our discussion tonight. Throughout the discussion, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and give us a call. Okay, so this process of creating this long-range plan, which is so important for Nashville and really the metropolitan area, Davidson County, this preferred future. Okay, this is based on 2 years of discussion. This is the last step before a draft plan, right?
That's correct.
What is preferred future?
So you'll recall over the summer, we appeared on your show a couple times. We had 3 different alternate futures that we took to the public. We said, here's 3 different ways Nashville could grow. Here's kind of the implications and the results of it, if we make those choices to grow one way or the other. We heard a lot of feedback from the public on those 3, and what we've done is taken the strengths, the things that people responded to in each of the 3, whether it was transit access or affordability or preserving natural features, and try to put that together into one composite, and that's the preferred future.
Is that difficult to put them all together, Jeff?
It was in a way, because there's no perfect future, right? But this is definitely kind of a mix of, I think, a lot of various aspects. And I think, like I mentioned, I think a lot of people's concerns about where we're headed, ensuring that all of the county is addressed in growth and all that, it's in there. I think everybody's going to have a piece of what they are looking for, I think.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges, though, that just are inherent to a city like Nashville, where we are? There are geographical challenges. There's all sorts of issues. I mean, we're a unique place.
I think one of the big challenges, the essential challenge of doing a plan like this is you've got to make a decision for a particular place. You've got to decide what's going to happen here, and so. Everyone has a different opinion on what that should be. Everyone has different interests. Some people are looking for peace and quiet. Some people are looking for a place for their children to play, even if that's a little loud. Some people are looking to be close to grocery or shopping or bars or whatever, and just figuring out kind of how all of those different places fit together. As an example, in Miss Ruby's neighborhood in Bordeaux, they're kind of on the edge of two different communities, Bordeaux to the south and Whites Creek to the north. And so she's been really involved in, kind of talking through how do we manage, how do we identify where's rural and where's kind of the more suburban.
And that's where we are. We have in northwest Davidson County, we have Jolton, we have Scottsboro, we have Bells Bend, we have Whites Creek, and the majority of the communities wanted to maintain that community character and keep the feel of that community, which is what drew them there. And so when you start developing, you then begin to kind of shake their foundation.
Sure.
And so we have to find a way to let them know that it's okay to develop, but at the same time they're not going to lose their character. So that causes them to be involved in the process. So with this NashvilleNext process, it opened the door for them to be involved and say, this is what I'd like to see happen, and this is what I'd like to see change.
Yeah, and we've already seen a lot of controversy with the Bells Bend area.
Yes.
I mean, it is, when you look on the map, it's stunning to see such a vast, wide open area so close to a downtown business district in a major city. That's very rare. Not many major cities have that, and so I can see why that is ripe for development. On the other side, you have people who are so used to a wide open rural feel out there.
Well, and that's going back to the input that we got at the very start of this process. We asked people just generally, what do you love about Nashville? And one of the things we heard over and over, and this was just open-ended, people could say whatever. Over and over, one of the things we heard was, I can spend my afternoon in the city doing shopping and seeing music and whatever. Drive 10 minutes and I'm in the country. I mean that's kind of key to what Nashville is.
Awesome. All right, we got a quick phone call before we take our first break, and we do appreciate you calling in, guys. This is what it's about. Mac is on line one. Hi, Mac.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. My question is, I live in Bordeaux, and I would sure like to see a large park out here. We have a beautiful acreage on the Cumberland River. It was dumped on for so many years until Senator Harper and others acted to stop the dump. Memphis Penal Farm made a park out of their dump 20 years ago. Why can't Nashville make a beautiful park here, not a wildlife preserve, but a people preserve? The Public Works developed a boat access ramp there, which has never been open to the river. It's about time that we went ahead and did that. I refer my question to Ruby Baker or anyone else on the panel. Why not Bordeaux? We need a park, a big park. Thank you.
All right, Mac. Appreciate it. You were nodding, kind of saying that.
Yeah, I know Mr. Pritchard. That's Mr. Pritchard. He's been very involved with the whole NashvilleNext process, and his concern is more green space, parks, which is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to get that.
And it is unique. We see that happening downtown with the river. A lot of folks who maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, moved to Nashville and scratch their heads, say, gosh, we got this beautiful river running right past downtown and through neighborhoods, and can we do more to enjoy it? And we're starting to see that happen, no doubt. But all of this, of course, costs money. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and a little bit more about specifics of this preferred future. When we come back, we're going to take our first break, everybody. More of your phone calls. Give us a call, 737+. Open line rolls on right after this.